Tiffany here with Years of Years, and Brad also today for this day in Disney for November 30th. November is almost over. Crazy. And today we are going all the way back to 1835.
What on earth could we be going back to 1835 for?
Well, on this day, Samuel Langhorne Clemens was born in Florida, Missouri. Do you know who that is?
I do, in fact. Our Mark Twain.
That's right. His pen name, Mark Twain, and he was known as Mark Twain. But
he did write as Samuel Clemens just for a short while.
And there's nods to Samuel Clemens even at the Disney parks and stuff. But we'll get into the Disney connection in a bit. But first off, he was an American writer, humorist, entrepreneur, publisher, and lecturer.
Really a frontier Ben Franklin too, other than inventing.
Well, and he worked on a riverboat and things like that. I mean, before all of that, he tried many different things. So, but those were the things that he is best well known for. He was considered the greatest humorist of the United States. The United States had produced.
Even he would laugh at that.
And William Faulkner called him the father of American literature.
Indeed.
So he is most well known to everyone for Tom Sawyer.
And Huck.
Right. And the Adventures of Huckleberry Finn. So the Adventures of Tom Sawyer and the Adventures of Huckleberry Finn. The Adventures of Tom Sawyer, the town that Mark Twain grew up in was Hannibal, Missouri.
There you go.
And that's really
and those ghosts and echoes still had to be very near whenever Walt was in Missouri. So
yeah. So he definitely based Tom Sawyer off of
the Mississippi and his own
growing up there. Yeah. So Walt Disney was a great admirer of Mark Twain's writing, and so his name and image can be found in Disney parks all over the world. And Tom Sawyer Island, based on the Adventures of Tom Sawyer, is the only Disneyland attraction that Walt Disney personally designed.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. And I'm not familiar. How familiar how similar are Disneyland and Disney World? Are they almost identical?
They're very similar.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's really cool.
Now that's strange because I often have been a proponent for a little switch up that I'm not too public about with the Tom Sawyer Island, even though I love Mark Twain so much. And I mean, my thing for Mark Twain, can I share?
Sure, please do.
You know, in the 80s, Disney Channel, I mean, Disney Channel was broadcasting before VHS was even widely available. So a lot of exposure to Disney was through the Disney Channel. And it would come out with a monthly or quarterly channel guide with the full schedule and write-ups on all of the shows. And they had, Tom Sawyer in there, and they would feature it, and they had a Haley's Comet claymation movie in which Mark Twain plays a big role. So I had a lot of love for Tom Sawyer. And then in 6th grade, I had a teacher named Robert Habes. He was the editor and publisher of a Mark Twain journal for a Mark Twain society.
That's cool.
And so it was just, it totally reinforced my love for Mark Twain. And he was a humorist in the tradition of Mark Twain. And I think as an 80s boy, in a world of female teachers, we really gravitated towards him. We loved him so much. If you asked any boy who his favorite teacher was, I would say 65% of them were saying Mr. Habes. So I don't know if he's still working at Rotolo Middle School, but that's where he was last in Batavia, Illinois.
That's cool. Yeah. So you have a lot of experience with Mark Twain.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah,
for sure.
That's great.
Enough to love him.
Yeah. Whitewashing the The fence getting everybody else to do your job.
Yeah. I mean, he writes books about boys who are adventurous, boys who get dirty,
Yes.
There's a lot of boys that still desire that. I don't know. I mean, I've always been a clean boy, but I have enjoyed work.
But our kids, when they were growing up, they spent a lot of time out playing in the woods and things and building forts and stuff like that. Because we had woods.
A river that it was said that if you swam in the river or got in the river, you could never leave the community that we were living in. So we never went in the water because we always wanted to leave.
Some of our kids did, and they still left. So it's okay. Yeah. We survived it.
We did.
But also, do you want to hear about more places
I certainly
that
do.
You can see?
Other
Mark
than
Twain,
just our Epcot American Pavilion?
That's right. Well, I was going to mention
Okay.
that.
Mm-hmm.
But Disneyland also has the Mark Twain Riverboat. So they have that. And then that takes guests on a 12-minute journey, of course, down the rivers of America. And then in Disneyland Paris and Disneyland Tokyo, they also have a Mark Twain Riverboat. And then at Walt Disney World in Florida, Mark Twain appears in Epcot's Audio-Animatronic version stage show. And, like you said, and features... Also, Walt Disney World features a version of Tom Sawyer Island and Frontierland. So a version. Not exactly like Disneyland.
Mm-hmm.
So
with the fort and all?
1990, Disney did an animated Prince and the Pauper. And that is loosely based on Mark Twain's classic Prince and the Pauper from 1881.
There you go.
And then lastly, Disney Channel premiered in 1991, Mark Twain and Me, a young girl befriends the author.
Okay, and I do recall that.
Okay.
I may have even been a little hurt and offended that it wasn't a boy.
Well, apparently he mentored a group of girls back in the day. So that was something I had read in his history. So I think that's why they... Maybe did this special, but you saw it?
I may not have even been paying attention in 1991. I was in high school.
Yeah, probably. But interesting, huge history. And, we're going to delve into Mark Twain in the future again. There's so much, just online, there's biographies. Many books on him.
For sure, he's a very celebrated individual.
Right, so we'll be talking about more of Mark Twain in the future, but go check out those locations wherever
they are. In the Disney parks you frequent.
Yes, and if you haven't read Tom Sawyer, Huckleberry Finn,
do it.
It's the winter. You can cozy up and read a book. All right, well, thanks for joining us. Thanks for hanging out.
Of course.
And telling us all your history and